Hey all, welcome back. This is Dino the Ops Guy, and this is Production Management in Practice, or Stardew Production Management 101. Somehow we lost the valley in there, but this is a course that focuses on production management, but starts from the production management environment rather than some esoteric view. So it's like shadowing the plant manager, and any day something comes up, the plant manager will explain, okay, this is how this works, and this is why we would consider this, and this is what production management is all about, notwithstanding the production environment itself. So essentially, we have myself, who understands production management very, very well, and Av does too. And it's not so much that the inside guy, like the Av person, has to know the factory inside and out. Both people have to know production management, even at the expense of knowing a bit about the factory. It's kind of like saying, the composer and the director of a classical music piece both have to understand classical music and not necessarily any single instrument. So that's kind of that situation. There will be people in the plant who know the plant, certainly the area leads and stuff, who know the plant very well, and you can rely on them. But you need someone at the strategic level like me who completely understands production management, and you need someone at the operational level like Av that completely understands production management. Otherwise, you start paying the price. So that's what this course is about, sort of filling in that gap that I think we need more knowledge of production management in the world, and this is my vehicle to do it. I did mention Av. Av has a role to play, and I communicate with Av a lot of ways, but one of the most basic ways is just say, Av, here's what we want to do today. So here's, we want to water and harvest the crops, not just the crops, we want to harvest the bee houses and the mushrooms and everything else that we have to harvest. We have to harvest. Pet the animals and process the animal products. And then if you have free time, the luck is good today. You can go mine. Foraging isn't a bad thing. I think blackberry season starts any minute now. So you can forage some blackberries. Foraging other products and converting them to tea saplings is a great way to make money too. But either way, this is going to be for you to decide, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Av. Okay, thanks, Dino. We got some stuff going on here. It's going to be sunny all day, and the spirits are in good humor. So, blackberry season. Everyone loves blackberry season. And Marnie says that we can get more pets. I just like Meow. Actually, I got a picture of Meow done up. And Linus lost his basket. I think we can help him with that. Let's put the purple mushroom in the jar. We're going to harvest the eggs, pet all our ducks and chicks, and then move on to the cows. Getting some good return, as we saw from the last episode, Dino's analysis. And today, of course, is an even day, so we get goat milk. Goats are even goats, so we will take advantage of that. And then we will get our apple in our little apple cell. Let's take a look at our animals first. So we know that we got them all. Oh, yeah. All right, there you go. So we'll pick the apple, put it in the jar. We don't need any inventory there, and then just walk off with the finished product. We got a diamond. That's cool. And we are getting the wild honey. So this is probably the last tranche of wild honey we're going to get for a while, because I think if we get wild honey tomorrow and the next day, we may leave it for the fairy roses to grow, because there's such a big difference between wild honey at 100 G per honey, or wild rose honey for, I think it's 680. So like there's a big multiple difference. It's worth the wait, and it also synchronizes our honey production from the standpoint that a lot more of the honey will be harvestable at the same day. So kind of, we got some yam. That's awesome. And if we didn't already get a yam from a digger earlier on in the game, that would go directly to the community center. But we got the community center covered. So we're just going to put that yam in inventory. And we're going to get some hops so that we could put that in the kegs. Make our way across. so we can put all the inventory we need in the seasonal chest. And looking at those cranberries, and I know we got, not here, I know we got blueberries. It's probably time we invest in a dehydrator, and we do have a couple red fire quartz. So that's going to work in our favor. Let's make our way over. I'm going to say hi to Pam, but we're just going over to see first Clint. We're going to crack open these geodes, make our way to the ocean, and then up to the store for our peers. Okay, what do we got in geodes? Barite for 50, that's not a big deal. Having another dwarf, yeah, that's good. Limestone's not worth it. The getting a lot of cheap stuff again. Yeah, it's not worth the 25G to actually crack them open, but okay. That last one was. That was a good return. 115, that maybe covers 4 of them, so we may have broken even. It's tough to tell. Well, the Nekoite, I guess, was decent, so we're going to say hi to Penny. She just seems to be hanging out underneath the awning there. There is a new task. Ooh, this one's a tough one. I think we're going to save the bones until we get to Ginger Island. So let's look for the bats. And we decided we probably were going to do some mining anyway. So that's a good thing. We will get our forage items, our coral, and our coral. You can't quarrel with coral. It's about 80, 100, 120, depending on the quality range. And a clam. And hopefully, no, nothing else. We could just be hopeful, I guess. So let's sell these off. Every once in a while, one of the seagulls will wave to me, go, hi. You gotta look for those things. So we're going to go up to Pierre's and dump out all this stuff that we're trying to sell. Oh, there's another task. A scorpion carp. No, Maru, we're not going to take the time to find a scorpion carp. Those actually come from the desert, and I wasn't planning on going to the desert today. So that's kind of that. Made some decent money. Let's get the dehydrator recipe, if we could find it. And then at least start making some money off the cranberries and the blueberries. We do have some cranberry plants, so that'll continue a bit, and then eventually we'll have them working for the new mushroom farm. So the new mushroom section of the farm. So we can all finish that up. There we are, dehydrator. Give me 2. I will take 2. And we do want to do the bait, and we do want to do the seed maker, but we don't have the copper for the coal for the seed maker, and we don't have, of all things, the fiber for the bait. Okay, so we got a mental note. Let's get some coal and let's get some fiber, which is a bit ridiculous. Fiber, I even stopped counting. I didn't think I needed any more of it. But okay, we'll carry on. It shouldn't be that impossible. So let's at least put some silver in. We don't need our items that we use for making the dehydrator. Let's dump off our dwarf gadget and set up closer to, we can always move these later, but we're going to put them close to the mushroom farm. And we know it's every day, so it's not like we need to see it as a flag. The mushroom logs we do need to see as a flag because it changes. For example, tomorrow's probably going to be mushrooms, even though it shouldn't be because it rained today, and that accelerates the mushrooms by 1 day. So even if I had a proper cadence of mushrooms, it would get messed up every time it rained. So we do have a batch of cranberry and a batch of blueberry that we can put in. That takes 5. Again, it's a bit deceiving. The touch per unit are good, but given that it doesn't really add value to each individual as much as you'd like, I just noticed where Linus's berry basket is, so we're gonna go and hoof over there for that one. But yeah, so it's a nice thing to have. It's not going to replace kegs or jars anytime soon, honestly. But for some stuff, certainly if you have a separate mushroom farm entity, or sort of a separate area to generate mushrooms, it completes that cell nicely. And there's a decent return for cranberries and blueberries that you can play into that. So, again, it's not going to win the day. It's just going to be icing on the cake. So, I'm not sure, even with blackberry season, how much food we're going to get. So I decided to make up some field snack. That's a good cheap go-to. We got some blueberries, blackberries. We got some blackberries, and there's the berry basket that Linus forgot about or lost or whatever. So let's go and give it to him. I think he's going to be very happy to see it. So and more blueberries and more blueberries. And I'm pretty sure we can double check, but I'm pretty sure a blueberry is a good eat fruit. We can check the price versus energy and try and see if it's on the more energy than price kind of situation, which is a good situation for eating. We got some iron and some copper and some ghost. We'll have to deal with some ghost. Again, I don't, I mean, the insect head is great for early mine. It's not as good for later mine, but I don't mind ghosts because they take their sweet time. So even if there's a ghost coming, as long as it's not complicated by a serpent coming at the same time, in general, I can fend off ghosts. I can usually do that easy enough. So, okay, we got some more copper. Might as well take the copper in the coal. And we have a slime with something inside. It's one of those prize slimes, like a Kinder Egg kind of thing. Oh, it's got a lead rod. That's good. I don't think we're going to use it. It's a level 3 or level 4. I don't think we're going to use it, but we can sell it. And there's a tear, a frozen tear. We got some more slimes. Hopefully we'll get some coal from the dust sprites. Oh, we're facing the wrong way. There we go. We got some mixed seed. I know where we can use that mixed seed. We just pulled up a yam. That's exactly what we were looking for. We got a couple of coal there. That's good. Oh, and we got another prize slime. I like the prize slimes. They should have those like in vending machines and stuff, or the claw machine. You can reach in and get your slime. So, and we got a iron edge. So iron's edge, whatever. So this is kind of fun, actually. It is kind of like amusement park. Let's see what you get in your slime. So, okay, let's close off for what we need. We'll head to a different floor this time. I don't know if 50 was really right. I'm just sort of shooting in the breeze kind of here. I don't exactly know what the best floor would be in any of these situations, or even have a good understanding of the criteria I should use for deciding that. So, a lot of dust sprites is good. I can live with that. And as well, once you hit the bottom, some of the floors get swapped out for other things. For example, once you get to the quarry, and I forget the name of the mine of the quarry, once you've gone in there, one of the floors could actually swap out to be one of those floors, kind of this pristine stone floors kind of thing. Or once you get to the caves, if you actually see the dinosaurs, there's some prehistoric, I think they call it prehistoric floor. Once you get there in the desert, one of these floors could turn into one of those as well. But you have to have seen it before. So it's just a matter of accumulating enough floors, and then you get a lot of variety when you come back to this cave. Kind of a neat feature, actually. It doesn't make it so staid and boring. You can even sort of mining at home. We got some new ideas. That's a good thing. A new level of combat, I imagine. I don't think it was mining this time. I think it was combat. So, it's we're running out of food. So I think we're going to head out. Not that we're running out of food. We just we would have to eat, and I don't know that eating will give us enough that we're going to get a decent return for eating. So let's head back to the farm and do some non-energy and energy use stuff. So, for example, we have some jars we could fill. Now, so here, the jars, I don't know what we're going to fill them with. I mean, I said we would have a lot of mushrooms, but there's no more. We used our purple mushroom. We have the common mushrooms, and they just don't return very much at all. So just thinking out loud, I may want to, let's put the seeds in where the yam was. I may want to just use melon for now. I know melon's going to be a good return, and I know there's a trade-off from the standpoint that I probably could get a better return. I know I could get a better return, not in speed, but certainly in overall value in the kegs. But let's just use this last cauliflower. We have another cauliflower that's gold just for quests and stuff. We're not going to use that one, but use our last available cauliflower, and then use the rest for what we need in melons. So, I think we got all the animals done. Clearing up a little space here. There's a tree we could go for, but we're not going to go for the tree. Given the time, we might as well clear up some of our crab pots, especially since we're eventually going to go back. Oh, we got our shimmery thing. We're going to go back to the shipper, and might as well just ship that stuff off as we go. And yeah, we got the ghost fish, and I don't know what we're going to do with the ghost fish. I think it's just there for quests for now. I don't think there's a whole lot of use for the ghost fish so much. We can get rid of the amethyst, because I'm pretty sure we have some amethyst. I am not sure about the emerald and the jade. Well, jade I think we want to keep because we can trade them in Calico Desert for steps. But the emerald, if we put the emerald in, so it's gonna be 5. Yeah, no, we can sell 2. That's fine. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think we can trade it for cheese in the Calico Desert, but it's not. We get other ways of making cheese. That's going to be fine. And we do want to accumulate some iron. That has some advantages, especially when we're looking at making things like bee houses or kegs. I don't know that we're going to make a whole bunch more bee houses, honestly, but kegs for sure. So we'll put our winter root away, and it's time for bed. Wow, the days just fly by, I tell you. I must be having fun. That's the only way it would happen. So, okay, going into day 9, was that 65, I think it is. We made 250K. It's going to be beautiful and sunny tomorrow. And the spirits are good humor. That's the best news, Dino, I can offer you. Thanks, Ab. That is good news. That's awesome. So we got the crops harvested. I know the water thing. I missed that. We did pet the animals, and we did process the animal products. And free time, we got some time in the mines. That's great, and even some foraging some blackberry. That's cool. I do want to go back over some stuff. One of the mistakes that I made last time, just a small correction, when we did the passive, I assumed wild honey, even though I've done it before, takes 7 days in the keg and only takes 1 day in the keg. So I think it was even less than 1 day, like 5 hours or something like that. So when you look at it, lift per day, you get 300 for the mead. You get 100 for the honey, so there's a 200 difference, and you get that in a day, probably even more than one if you want to. So going forward, it's even better than hops. So we may want to convert some of our wild honey over to mead, and get some income that way, and then go back to the hops, and then go back to the melon. And then I saw that Av made the choice to use the melons. Not a terrible choice. I mean, we do have some reasons otherwise. There is a trade-off. But in the moment, you want to look for what's the best thing for the jar, what's the best thing for the keg. And once you run out of some category of things and you want to say, okay, what's the next best category? I put together this tool. So this is something I have on the spreadsheet. Av has access to. It's not something you're going to take around the floor. You could. I mean, if you had a handheld, you could actually sort of bring this on the floor and let it help you that way as a tool. We're not set up for that. But before going out, so for example, before tomorrow, Av could sort of say what are the top 3 things that are going to go into a jar, what the top 3 things going to go into keg, kind of thing. And that starts with, it doesn't even need the ledger, it just needs the wiki, really. Now, I have put in, so the first column is completely user input. I have put in, Av told me what we have in inventory in the chests. So I put in, we got 7 peaches. We have 16 strawberries, 30 common mushrooms, 7 peaches, 1 orange, 1 gold orange, 1 coconut, 3 silver coconut. You get the idea. So I've put all that in, and it gives us how much the grown product is, how much the jar is going to give us, and how much the keg is going to give us. And from that, we can look at the keg lift and the jar lift. So I have them on the table, essentially, on a table. And max is just a column that tells us between jar and keg, which one would you prefer? Not on a timing basis, strictly on a lift basis. So if you're looking for something faster, if you're looking for growth investment, that sort of thing, you'd have to modify these numbers. It's not something that does it for everything. It's not sort of a universal, we will think for you kind of artificial intelligence thing, which I never believe in. But it does, like I said, I put in what we have for inventory, and knowing that we're going to get an artichoke fairly soon, and knowing that we already have had eggplants and we'll get some fairly soon, I wanted to include those, even if I don't have a quantity on them. What I've done with this in the past is use the quantities to actually say, all right, here's what the best plan for the keg, or here's what the best plan for the jars are. But for the purposes of what we're going to use it here, I've also included a K column and a J column, one for kegs, one for jars, and this is the rank. So for example, if I'm looking for the best keg item, the best return on just a lift basis, not on timing, number one for jar and number one for keg are both melon. So melon will give us a great return in either. I would rather have the keg return rather than the jar return in those cases. So we'll kind of ignore the jar 1, 2, and go right to 3, which is crystal fruit. We do have 4 crystal fruit. It's not quite winter yet. We may want to use the crystal fruit for making, we can do the trade-offs, for making the seeds, winter seeds, and converting those to tea saplings. And we can, at some point, I may want to do the calculation to see which one is more lucrative, if we're better off putting crystal fruit in a jar, or if we're better off saving crystal fruit. But then we can go to number 4. Well, number 4 is artichoke. So as long as there's base artichoke, it's pretty good to put in a jar. And if we're trying to save our melons, that's probably the next best thing. Either crystal fruit or artichokes would be the next thing that Av would want to put in a jar. If we don't have a lot of base artichokes, the silver artichoke is at 7. So the 2 that would be better would be peach and strawberry. Well, we got 7 peaches, so that's another one we should probably have on standby for when the jars need something in a new category that we've exhausted the old one. So we have used, well, there is one cauliflower, a gold cauliflower saving for quests just in case. But for everything else, we don't, all we have for cauliflower is that one. So we've moved on from cauliflower, which is probably a timely thing because it was really the best return in the first season, but probably not as good in fall. So the other one I have up here is wheat. Wheat actually turns really quickly I had forgotten about wheat as well, and I've used wheat before. Turns quickly in the keg, so we may want to use wheat on a short term like we would a coffee kind of thing. I think it's within a day or day and a half kind of thing. But it doesn't have a lot of return, but it in the keg it just over 100, but it does it in a day or in a day and a bit. So those things you'd have to consider on the fly, but it's something that Av has access to. The everything but the colored lines are just VLOOKUPs and some calculations. The 2 yellow and orange lines, the K and J, they're just using some sort of ranking. Most spreadsheets have a rank function, so you can look at that. But it's a good way to approach this. So hopefully you're getting something out of this. Hoping to be educational here. If there's any way we can make it more educational or more entertaining or better on some level, then certainly put it into the comments. We're happy to consider all comments, and hope to see you next episode. This is Dino the Ops Guy signing off.